Devin Lloyd, the name drops, and suddenly the air in Tampa feels different. This ain't some Twitter rumor or fan-made fantasy. It's a PFF analyst straight up saying the Buccaneers are the best landing spot for the Jaguars All-Pro linebacker. And when someone that plugged in says it, the whole conversation shifts. Because that's how every real rebuild starts. One name that sparks something in the locker room, in the fan base, in a team tired of sitting just outside the playoff picture. Last season was rough. Not a disaster, just not enough. We missed the playoffs for the first time since 2019, and it left that weird taste in the air. Like the foundation's still solid, but something's missing to lift the rest of it up. We're missing a new Lavonte David, or at least somebody who can carry what Lavonte built. That's where Lloyd walks into the story. First off, yeah, he's still a Jaguar. Yeah, he won't hit free agency till 2026. But the fact that PFF already points to Tampa Bay as the ideal fit says a lot. The league's watching to see what Bowles does with this defense. And it also tells you, even after a playoff miss, Tampa is still seen as a place elite players want to go. But let's pump the brakes. Because news like this hits two ways. First one's obvious. Hype. You picture that, no. Zero jersey flying around in red and pewter, pounding his chest after a third down stop. The second one, reality check. Our linebacker unit was straight up bad in 2025. PFF had them ranked 28th in the league. That's tough to swallow. For fans who grew up watching Lavonte David and Devin Lloyd run that middle like dogs off the leash, it's like staring into a fogged up mirror. Servicia Dennis, the guy meant to take that torch, finished 90th out of 94 linebackers in coverage. Cold stat, but it matches what we saw. Hesitation, slow reads, missed tackles, holes in the middle of the field. So when somebody says Lloyd to Tampa, it's not just talk. It's need dressed up as rumor. Now, for the bigger picture. This offseason, Tampa's got some real decisions to make. Lavonte hasn't said if he's coming back for another year. Even if he does, he's not going to play forever. Bowles' system lives and dies on linebackers who can read the game, pre-snap vision, angles, instincts on where the QB's going. That's why Lloyd, at 27, feels like the kind of move that makes sense both now and later. The funny thing, he became this hot name because the Jags didn't believe in him enough. They passed on his fifth-year option, and he answered with the best season of his life. Second-team All-Pro, PFF grade of 89.1, second best among all linebackers, and the only one in the league with 80 grades in run defense, coverage, and pass rush. That's not just good, that's dominant. Exactly the kind of steadiness Tampa's dying for. But before we start dreaming of jerseys, here's the hard part. What's the price tag? Lloyd ain't cheap. After a season like that, he's going to be one of the most wanted names in free agency. CBS's Garrett Podell has him ranked 15th overall, not just among linebackers. Overall, that means a bidding war. Teams like Dallas, Chicago, maybe even Philly could jump in. And that's where Tampa's age-old dilemma comes up. Do you go all-in now to keep the window open with Mayfield and Evans? Or save cap space and rebuild through the draft? As always, it comes down to Bowles. How much does he trust his own system to fix things internally? Or is it time to shake the DNA of this defense? Honestly though, what Lloyd did in 2025 changes the whole conversation. 25 QB pressures, more than double his career high. 5 picks, including that 99-yard pick six off Mahomes on Monday Night Football. That's real impact. That's the kind of play that doesn't just win games, it changes a defense's whole attitude. And yeah, Tampa's still got talent, especially up front. But the middle, it's been a soft spot. We've watched average QBs pick us apart underneath, tight ends running free, a defense that used to scare people, now playing cautious. That swagger, gone. Maybe one right name could bring it back. Some fans will say, forget the splash moves. Fix the basics, clean up the cap, draft smart. But here's the thing, since 2020, Tampa's built a culture around pulling the trigger when the moment's right. That's how Brady happened. That's how Shaq Barrett happened. That's even how Baker Mayfield got his second shot and brought fight back to the franchise. So, why not again? What if Lloyd's next in line to reinvent himself here? It's not crazy. Tampa's where careers get revived. Bowles knows how to use hybrid linebackers, guys who can drop, blitz, and read all in one. With Lloyd, he'd get exactly that. A modern linebacker who can line up inside or outside, diagnose plays fast, and crash gaps with confidence. He's the kind of player that makes everyone else look sharper. Now, Nobody's pretending it's easy. Everything in Tampa right now feels suspended, somewhere between what was and what could be. The front office knows they can't roll out the same roster and expect different results. But they also know this team's not broken. Evans, Godwin, Wirfs, Winfield Jr., Mayfield. That's not a rebuild. That's a roster that needs fine-tuning. And linebackers, the missing piece. If Lavonte hangs it up, that locker room's gonna need a new voice, not just a tackler, a leader. Lloyd fits that mold. Anyone who watched him pick off Mahomes knows exactly how an All-Pro can change the tone of a defense in one snap. That's why this rumor feels different. It doesn't sound like fantasy. It feels like a real fit. But hey, what if it doesn't happen? If the price gets too high, or another team swoops in, there's always the draft. PFF's Gordon McGuinness has Tampa taking Sonny Styles out of Ohio State at 15. Athletic, efficient, missed only 2% of tackles, grades above 85 in coverage, and run defense. Raw, but promising. Cheaper? Yeah. Riskier? Definitely. The sense around Tampa, though, fans are tired of waiting on maybe. After going 9-8 and then 8-9, the team's stuck in no man's land. Not bad enough to rebuild, not good enough to chase. Lloyd would mean one thing: action. A signal that this franchise still believes it can win now. And this is where it stops being analysis and turns into feeling. Because when a Bucs fan hears an All-Pro's name linked to this team, it's not about stats. It's about respect. It's about getting back that identity, that don't mess with us energy. That 2020 defense still echoes. That noise, that swagger. Since then, the unit's lost pieces. White's gone, Lavonte's slowing down, Bowles has tweaked things, but never found that same juice. Maybe it's time for a new voice in the middle. Funny thing is, sometimes a team doesn't need more talent, it needs new energy. Someone who brings back the feeling that there's a plan. That Tampa's not just reacting anymore, it's attacking again. If Lloyd comes, that's what it means. A move that says defense still matters. That Bowles still believes intensity wins games. And if he doesn't, then the question hangs heavy. What does Tampa want to be next? A team okay with a slow rebuild, molding young guys? Or a team still hungry for impact right now? No easy answer. But the fact we're even having this talk, that's proof the fire's still burning. Because no fan debates linebackers in January if they've checked out. That's what keeps Bucs Nation alive. That belief that we're close, that the foundation's there, that one right move could unlock it all. So yeah, maybe Devin Lloyd never puts on pewter and red. Maybe it's just an off-season tease. But while it's out there, it sparks the real question. What do we want this team to look like come September? We want a defense that sets the tone again, that makes quarterbacks nervous again, that makes Raymond James shake when it's 3rd and 8. We want every snap to mean something, every tackle to carry pride. And let's be real, time's ticking. Bowles knows it. The front office knows it. If next season starts with the same cracks, patience from fans and ownership won't last long. That's why this whole Lloyd to Tampa talk is bigger than curiosity. It's a mirror. It shows what this city's trying to get back, that fearless edge. And if there's one thing this team's always had, even in the bad years, it's guts to take a shot. So if the rumor becomes an offer, and the offer becomes a deal, bring him in. Bring back the noise, the confidence, the glare in that defense's eyes. Because at the end of the day, the Bucs story has never been about waiting. It's been about doing, and it's time to do it again. So tell me, Bucs fans, if it came down to it, would you shell out big for Devin Lloyd or roll the dice in the draft? The heart wants the sure thing, the instant impact. The head says patience, development, long game. Tough call, huh? Maybe the real answer isn't which route we take. Maybe it's just making sure whoever comes in understands what this uniform means. Because here in Tampa Bay, linebacker ain't just a position, it's a statement. And if the next man up brings even half the fire Lavonte did for over a decade, then it's worth every damn penny. Season's over. But the conversation's just getting started.